Welcome to a super duper exciting edition of Inside My Weekly. I was singing the theme song before we came on. I'm Ryan Boni. Kevin Bastos is here.
Hello.
We'll get to the Otters in a minute. Justin Pinto is here, and the
Go to the Otters now.
Well, so
they're there.
As we were
it's like
setting
on the
up,
land.
As we were setting up the show previously, the camera was moving around, the Sea Otter camera. So I don't know if they were adjusting. They're showing people
Something
on the side.
appears to be
playing with a ball
stuck in the
over
corner.
here?
Is that okay?
Oh no, it's
Yeah,
playing with
there's
a ball.
all kinds of things going on with the
We've
Sea
had
Otters.
3. I don't know in our last 30 episodes that we had 3 sea lions
is-
total.
This is
Or
crazy.
sea otters. We had sea otters.
You don't want to confuse them.
Don't know.
Upset
They're
the,
not the same.
the sea lion fans.
This is not. These aren't sea lions. The seal versus sea lion is the most egregious
controversial.
one, right?
Wow.
Because sea lions are very social, and most of the time people like, oh, that's a seal. It's not actually a seal. It's a sea lion, like the monkey chimpanzee thing. I was like, that's a monkey. It's usually not a monkey. It's usually a chimpanzee. So, people use the generic term to refer to all chimpanzees. No tails.
This week on
They do
Zoology.
not have tails.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah, and now the camera's frozen. So
well.
and
it's back.
And it's back. Maybe they didn't pay the bills. So speaking of paying the bills, this past weekend, How to Train Your Dragon, whenever it comes up, holds on to the number 1 spot. $30 million. It's $3 million shy of $100 million already. Did hold off Tyler Perry's Medea Family Funeral, which might be the last one
Again.
this time.
Too bad.
Like the Kiss last tour. It's going to go on for 20 years.
Well, if you never end it.
There were a couple of tours like that. Like Hell Freezes Over, and, that was
The end. This is it.
the next one.
Again.
And Alita holds on, drops to number 3, but still makes $7 million. Battle Angel. And Green Book. They talked about. I think this was the first time in 7 years that there's been such a large post-Oscar bump.
I'd say I'm a little
$4 million.
disappointed at the total take so far in Lego Movie 2.
It's not doing well,
It
comparatively
isn't.
speaking. It's like 50 million, 60 million behind.
Yeah. And even behind the Lego Batman.
Lego Batman, which was behind Lego 1.
Mm-hmm. And I thought both of those were funny. The Lego Batman was not as good as the Lego Movie, but
I've seen neither.
what?
I own both. I haven't seen them.
They were pretty funny. You should take some
I
time.
need to. Well, Batman. I'm a big Batman fan, so I bought them.
I started watching. Okay, more
Yes.
historical.
Oh.
I started watching again 2 things back and forth: Homicide: Life on the Street, which you probably don't remember very much of,
I remember it.
and Game of Thrones season 1 from
You're
the beginning.
starting from the beginning.
Got till April.
I'm already almost through the first season. 2 episodes left, 3 episodes left, so it might be better than I remember.
It's good. And there's so much you forget. There's so much going on.
Well, the nice thing about it is now I'm going back and looking like, okay, this one's that, and this guy this.
Oh, and he's going to end up over there.
Uh-oh. And that one is really this one.
Knowing what I know now, this is a little bit awkward.
It is. It is. And spectacular.
We started rewatching it and got like 12 episodes in. It's through season 1, into season 2, and then fizzled out years ago. And haven't gone back.
It's outstanding.
It is. It is often better than I remembered when I watched it again.
Speaking of better, Mr. Pinto brought us a little
Wandering
news bit
Earth.
when he came in, saying that Wandering Earth has made in, I think it was said 14 or 13 days, it was made $557 million in box office.
Well, this is that, and that's from
China.
February 18th.
And that's, oh yeah, you're
It
right.
is. It is now, from February 5th till now, made $649 million or something like that.
So,
557 in 2 weeks is a big number.
and it has an
Because it just popped up on Box Office Mojo. Like, it's like they didn't know it was out, and then all of a sudden, it's the number 1 movie of the year. Beating out How to Train Your Dragon.
for worldwide.
For worldwide.
For worldwide.
Well,
yes.
How to Train Your Dragon's been out in worldwide like 6 weeks already.
Yeah,
8
true.
weeks. It's been out for a long time, worldwide. I mean, it made like $200-some million overseas already. And then I saw Wandering Earth was in the number. I'm like, what movie made $650 million? Where did this come from? Made $5 million in the U.S.
That's impressive.
And, yeah, I don't see it currently on the list of the 47 top grossing movies of last weekend.
Well, it came out February 5th. Bon.
The
Could've
Hours
been
and
a couple weeks
Times,
ago.
yeah, the Hours and Times made $2,200 in one theater. That was number 47, new release.
I've not seen that one.
I have not either.
You may have a hard time finding it.
I heard.
But
I heard one theater.
so of course this all isn't going to matter. This weekend we have Captain Marvel coming out, which I guess officially is the second superhero movie after, if you could, counting Glass being the first that come out this year in the list of I think 19 superhero movies that are being
there's a
released
lot.
this year. So there's lots of things going on with Captain Marvel. There's been some controversy surrounding it. Some of the things Brie Larson has said while wow, that's really small.
It is.
Can you read that story?
It's even
Allow me
better
to
on
get
the tiny screen.
Can you see that?
Let me
It is.
get out my microscope.
Make sure Boni takes 2 big screens all to himself, and he'll have the smallest ones for us.
And a lot of the stuff's taken out of context, of course.
What?
But I know it's surprising.
Irresponsible reporting?
Never.
But so a while back, or early on, and I think this is one of the big issues where you have a movie that's super hyped and has a really long time before it comes out. Then something's going to creep up and come out. Brie Larson made mention while she was on the interview tour beginning for Captain Marvel that she was constantly seeing white men interviewing her, and she wanted to see more women, people of color that were interviewing. And then, but that quickly became on the internet. My internet folk quickly became, well, she doesn't want men to see her movie. She doesn't want, and so it's kind of
Which is,
erupted
of
into
course,
this
the
thing.
same thing.
Yeah, right. But then. So then people are just really angry with her. And I don't think it's the movie so much, I assume. It's just with her or whatever. And so they went and kind of crushed Rotten Tomatoes site as far as the I want to see. Everybody will put it down. I don't want to see it. And then now they've
changed
eliminated the I want to see rankings. Don't exist anymore now at all on it. Then I read one article that said, expectations for the opening of Captain Marvel. Originally, they were saying it was going to be like 160, 180 million. Now it's way down to 100 million. This is going to be a bomb. And then other people were saying, look how great Captain Marvel is going to be. It's going to make $100 million its opening weekend. So what?
I mean,
What do we
$100
believe?
million in a week is a lot of money.
It's more money than I made last weekend.
Yes, me too. Yeah, I had to think about that for a minute. I just had to do some calculations. Yes.
So can just all the stuff swirling around this movie be really bad for it?
It's going to
hurt it.
As Mr. Bastos often says, if it's good, people will go see it.
Yeah.
And they will see it multiple times if they like it. If it's Age of Ultron, it's not going to be as good as
Age of
Infinity
Ultron, I'm
War.
sure, has some fans.
It made a lot of money. It just didn't make as much money as Avengers 1.
Sure.
Or Avengers 3. Or Black Panther. Or Ragnarok. Well, it might have been more than Ragnarok.
Yeah, there was something else that summer, like, it's going to crush everything, and then it didn't. Something
Well,
else
look at
beat
Last
it.
Jedi. Like, Last Jedi made $600-some million. What a colossal failure. It made $300 million less than the most successful movie ever. But if it's good, people see it. I mean, I'm going to see it. I'm not terribly excited about it. That's the next Marvel movie to see, so punch the time clock and I'll go see it.
For me personally, I've not enjoyed what's happened with the trailers. I may have mentioned on the show before, but the first trailer, she was a very mysterious character. The issue here is that the belief, and this is all obviously nobody's seen this movie yet. The belief is that she's the most powerful superhero in this whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, and is kind of perhaps being brought into reverse what happened in Avenger, or the end of the Avengers movie or whatever. And so I liked the first trailer, and I was kind of like, maybe. I saw the first trailer, I'm like, wow, she's kind of a very mysterious character. They didn't really do much. And then the second trailer immediately went into, this is going to be the comedy buddy flick of Samuel L. Jackson and Brie Larson kind of trading jabs at each other and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, maybe this is going to be a little less interesting. And the third trailer even went more in that direction.
I think it falls into a really weird category. That ultimate kind of a hero kind of thing where you can't really do a lot with it. I mean, Superman, I think, notwithstanding, I wouldn't even go so far as to say, people don't love Superman as much as they love Batman. There's a when you can do everything, you have to sort of either create a phony weakness or do something else with it or make that character interesting. I mean, most of the Superman movies I saw were bad. I mean, not even okay. Most of them were pretty bad. And I think that part of this character, this can-do-anything character, is a concern. I mean, without that Achilles heel to you, I mean, I'm trying to think. Hulk is, super powerful, but he's also, kind of an uncontrollable dolt. And most of the other characters have they have this, but they also have that. I don't think this character does. And I think it's why Captain Marvel as a hero, they've killed, like, how many times and brought back just temporarily because it's just, can't do anything to him. So.
One of the things interesting, talking about Superman, I was watching one of the documentaries on kind of the cinematic Superman. And the writers of the original movies talked about that exact problem. They said, when you have this character that, is invincible in essence, they said, that's why Lex Luthor was kind of a brilliant kind of villain for him, because it was all about, cunning, and he was, as opposed to being more powerful than Superman, he was going to kind of distract Superman to, and that sort of thing. And they said the big failure, I guess it was at Superman 4, after these writers kind of got out of it, they said, the writer was saying, don't ever let Superman try to solve a world's problem, because you put him in and it was when he was trying to solve, nuclear war. And once Superman takes a stand on nuclear war, he's either going to solve it or not. Like it's a bad situation for him. Some of the controversy also too about Captain Marvel has been, you've been hiding this super powerful character. Is that at all concerned that we're how many movies into the?
But that's what that is like true comic book.
Sure.
Yes. Like that's how
comic
books.
You see who
that's
we
how
have
comic
here.
books operate. I mean, it's like there's how many super powerful characters.
The Eternals
that
as
we
a
never.
whole. I mean, how many gods are in the Marvel universe?
We don't ever see them.
Thor is just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Loki are just the beginning. So.
What about? What's his name? Hyperion or Century?
Hyperion and Century.
Yeah,
those
like,
are even
like,
the eternal levels, even above that, are boatloads.
They build up a huge
as a
problem, and then they bring in somebody. Mm-hmm. But it's always like in the comics, it's like a huge payoff, because it's like, we haven't seen him forever. This is okay. He's gone. That was great. All right, back to the day-to-day operations where Spider-Man can handle it.
And I'm sure they'll explain away. Well, of course, she's in a different time period too. But I'm sure.
This is taking place in what, the 80s?
I'm sure they'll explain what she's been up to. It's kind of like with Ant-Man. He's kind of like, where was he during all this? And then all of a sudden,
I was supposed to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp before this. I don't know if I have time.
Squeeze it in. It's okay. I didn't like it as much. It was great and bad.
Oh, I've been looking for a great and bad movie to watch.
There were parts that were better and parts that were worse.
Interesting.
Paul Rudd was not my favorite part of the movie, and he should have been. Not even close. Not even close.
So we got predictions? Is this going to be hugely successful or just mildly successful?
Compared to Black Panther and Infinity War, it's going to be not even close. Yeah. I mean, but that's what the two most recent. I mean, this is much more. This should be bigger than Ant-Man and the Wasp, I would think.
I think it's going to be right about that level.
Wow. Okay.
I could see it. I mean, it's, but that's you're not going to get the people who go. Like, you got a lot of people to go see Infinity War, who didn't go see Thor Ragnarok in the theater. It didn't go see.
I didn't see Thor Ragnarok in the theater.
I bought a ticket, but I did not go. I helped the cause, but I didn't see it.
Put money in their pocket?
You buy these things so early. I've had my Miss Marvel ticket or Captain Marvel ticket for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Sometimes things happen.
Speaking of things happening.
Yes.
This thing is slow today.
The rundown. I'm glad I got to take a peek.
Sorry,
he actually apologized for not giving a rundown, so I didn't even try to look.
So, Steven Spielberg, speaking of controversy.
Oh yes, I read about this.
So he's, and he's small again. What is going on? Everything defaults to super small on the screen. So he's been going all along about how he, doesn't think Netflix films should be eligible. He doesn't think any streaming film should be eligible for an Academy Award. And, Spielberg is very much about the theatrical experience. You remember both him and George Lucas, very resistant to VHS when it came out, to DVD when it came out. They're like, we don't want anyone anything in the home, taking away from the
E.T.
film.
stayed out of that for years.
Right,
Remember?
right.
E.T. was in the movie theater. Wasn't E.T. in the
Over a
actual
year.
theater? Like
Over
it was
a
in like
year.
the top 10 for like 40 weeks or something
Over
crazy
a year
like
it
that.
was in theaters, but it wasn't released in any kind of home thing for like 5 years afterward.
So does he have a point here? Should Netflix be kept out of the Academy Awards?
I always thought that, like you had to be in a movie theater.
Well, in Roma's instance, they put it in theaters.
Yes, they put it in theaters. I
just
think
for,
Netflix
like,
should be
a
able
week or
to
two.
like make it and put it in the theater. I mean, but I understand his point of like delineating like these were. I mean, I guess your question is like, what's a movie? And how do you know? Because there's Emmys for TV stuff,
Right.
And then there's
And that's his point. Is
and then there's
go win an
Golden
Emmy.
Globes and so, but it's not really TV either. I mean, I'm watching it on my TV, but it's not made for. In the made for television sense of like a made for TV movie, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like,
I think he's upset about nothing. I mean, relax. If he wants to have a time frame that something can't be on home media before it becomes eligible for whatever, then fine, put that in there. But you know, something like The Hurt Locker that's released in January and it comes out on DVD or VHS or whatever, and then
Oh,
the
yeah.
awards come out and they're like, hey, wait a minute, it's already been out. We can pick this up and grab it. Versus so many of the late time Oscar pushes that are released limited and December 25th just for 3
well, they do that
theaters.
for the buzz. That's
Correct.
part of, like,
But-
if you come out in January, you're normally not going to be thought of
Right.
a year later.
And I mean, get over yourself. I didn't, I haven't seen it, so I can't say particularly. But if they thought it was the best, it's the best.
Shouldn't there be?
Wow.
Does he have a point though? Like, are there like bylaws that like when like?
No.
I mean, it's just whatever people want to put down.
If they want to make bylaws, but like you guys said, it was released in theaters. That's your expectation. That's your
Well,
qualification.
I don't even know if it needs to be in theaters per se.
And
I
he's
just-
not happy too about the rules, like the way movies. There are these kind of weird rules with movies that home release is 90 days after being in theater. They're trying to protect. A lot of these rules are just to protect the theatrical experience, make sure people go spend money there. But he's taking obviously a lot of heat for that. Well, he wants to go talk to the Academy directors, whatever that means, the board, to discuss.
Hey,
this
we need
nuance.
to talk about
But I guess part of the reason why this is fueling some controversy is that some anonymous Academy voters claimed that they chose not to vote for Roma because they did not want a Netflix film to win an Academy Award. They're trying to protect the.
Well, that's their prerogative. They can
Right.
But I
vote
don't-
for what you like or
Yeah,
don't.
those kind of things have backlash. Remember how many years of junk Academy Award winners they had, and they did some things to try and ease that, and then it ended up flying in their face. The whole category, what was the category called this year of like
Popular.
Yeah, popular
Mhm, it was
movies.
popular.
That didn't exist
And-
anymore. It's
right,
gone.
right. We were like, yeah, let's make this, and everyone was like, this is stupid. Let's just pick the best one. Like, yeah, that was a mistake. Don't do that. So it'll bear with or not. Popular movie award. Yeah.
Hey,
So best created streaming.
It's not
film.
as dumb as The Martian being the best comedy of the year. Or musical.
or musical.
Or musical.
Or musical.
So speaking of best comedy, I don't know if you saw the new Shazam trailer. Just
Did not see
You
it.
mean the Captain Marvel trailer?
No, it can only be called Captain Marvel in the movie, not on the trailer. Only in dialogue.
Got it.
I gotta
Once
say,
you've paid to see it.
I was not super excited to see this after seeing the trailer. I think I am.
Is this the second one or is this the first one?
This is, well, so they had the TV spot, like the extended TV spot. I don't know if that. I think that may have counted as the official first.
This is
trailer.
new. I haven't seen this one.
But yeah, this just came out today as we're just not
It's on
so
the
long
rundown.
ago. It's in the rundown. Lots of comedy in it. Obviously, they're going for the lighter tone. DC's been a little
Yeah, the real heavy
Dark
tone did
until
not
one-
go well for them.
until Wonder Woman went much lighter, and then now they're seeing the success of Marvel. So, so does Shazam have enough to pull to be successful
I think it
in
would.
this?
Make some money. I mean, it's not going to make Captain Marvel
April
money.
5th.
Yeah, it's coming up. Is it going to knock Captain Marvel off of its
Wow, that's
4-week
pretty
run?
darn soon. I think it's great that Captain Marvel's
Has
getting
two
Captain
movies.
Marvel.
Captain Marvel hasn't been heard of for years, and now bang, two
Twice.
movies in a month.
There was a bad 70s television show.
I watched a great, 3-minute clip explaining why there were two Captain Marvels and how it split and what happened and so on.
Where was it?
I want to say it was on YouTube.
I'd like to watch that.
By the way, he just threw a Batman figure.
That's pretty slick. I like that.
So
Goes all the way back to like the Captain Marvel in the the Rogue publishing the DC bought from some third comic book entity. Like Captain Marvel started in like something that wasn't DC, and DC bought it and brought it in.
Got it.
And then they stopped publishing it, so the Marvel.
Got it.
So,
Shazam.
I just stopped on the Shazam. So we're excited for Shazam? Are we?
I might see it.
Or is this?
Although
Have we got this point of superhero
April's
fatigue?
No, but spring break maybe. April's a bad time for me. Track.
Call me.
Track
I'll
is
go
back.
see it. I would go see it on the day during spring break. I've got 0 plans for my spring break.
All right. Do we know? We could have like a Inside Media Weekly.
There you go. That'd be
Outing.
fantastic.
Oh, I would do that. Yeah, like
My wife just told me you should do more things.
Oh, well, there you go.
I should.
It's on record now.
Wow.
Should do more things.
Yep.
I'm going to be doing things that week. And I'll also be doing nothing that week.
I'm looking forward to nothing actually. Going to the movies I can handle. I don't want to like actually do more work.
Speaking of doing more work, so Marvel's rumored to be planning a new R-rated Blade movie with Wesley Snipes. Of course, Wesley said
Shot in France?
he had 2 movies maybe in the works already. This was prior. And when I saw new R-rated Blade movie, I was like, why are they emphasizing R-rated? Because obviously the first 3 were all R-rated. But I guess this is the question. Disney has not yet, under its own banner, or anything, released an R-rated superhero movie. Of course, Deadpool came out through 20th Century Fox. It's a hugely successful film.
That made money?
It did.
Okay.
Couple bucks. So first of all, I mean, is Wesley? Well, and the rumor now is, of course, this is going to be a passing the torch. Wesley's going to teach his daughter.
Yeah,
I don't see a new Blade movie coming anytime soon. I mean, there is a point where you hit saturate. Like, I mean, I don't think I'm ready for the new Hellboy reboot. You know what I mean? That's coming out.
Gosh.
You know what I mean? Like, too much is too much sometimes.
I find that, the Blade movies I find enjoyable.
It was good, and then okay, and
Yeah,
then...
it was.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds wasn't one of those, wasn't he?
Yes.
But in a, kind of coming at it from a very dark perspective, it's, certainly...
What was like one of the first superhero movies, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like, it was
in
like
that whole reboot era.
Yeah.
Bridging over from...
I mean, it was in the 90s.
first
It was a
couple.
long time. I mean, it was 20 years ago, right?
A long time ago.
20 years.
I know.
I wouldn't call that recent. 20 years
So is
not
Wesley out of
recent.
his bankruptcy? Is he still?
I don't
is he still
know.
tax problems or
It's-
whatever it
who
was?
knows?
He's just looking for work, and so he's like, let's find.
Was it in Demolition Man time or post Demolition Man time?
I think Demolition Man was
I think that was
before Blade.
Okay.
or maybe in amongst the blades.
Intermingled.
And of course, David Goyer,
Simon
who
Phoenix.
wrote the 3, and directed I think the last Blade Trinity. Of course, has kind of had an up and down career here lately with his comic book adaptations. I was looking. I guess I didn't realize quite how many that he has.
I had no idea.
He's written. He also wrote Kickboxer 2, The Road Back. In case you...
Oh. Jean-Claude, right? Is that
I
Jean-Claude?
thought it was.
But,
I felt his presence in that film.
Of course, early on, he wrote The Crow, City of Angels, Dark City,
I like The Crown.
I like Dark City.
The Three Blades, but then also wrote
You loaned
screenplay.
that to me.
The screenplay for Batman Begins.
Okay.
Screenplay for Jumper. The story for
I
Dark
didn't mind
Knight.
Jumper.
I like Jumper.
I'm sorry. The story for Dark Knight. The story screenplay for Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
Never saw it.
The story for Dark Knight Rises.
That was a
the
good one.
screenplay and story for Man of Steel.
Wow, that's a lot of writing.
Man of Steel.
The
It's
additional
pretty good.
writing-
Man of Steel was good. Not great, good.
Yeah.
The additional writing uncredited for the most recent Godzilla in 2014, and then has written. He's the runner for the Constantine TV series. Then wrote Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Yeah.
So he's been heavily in this genre with mixed
Wait,
results.
Dawn of Justice? Or was that something?
BVS. It was BVS.
Okay.
That was the tagline. Nobody really
Dawn of
knew that it
Justice.
was there.
All right.
Because it was going to be Batman versus Superman, like Evening of Justice, also.
All right, okay.
Maybe later or
Oh.
something. More of them because they were so good. It was so good. We need more.
No.
It was so bad.
Did you hear the second Suicide Squad has been greenlit?
Oh goodness.
And Gunn is coming over, right?
who?
Guy,
James Gunn.
guy who did Guardians is coming over to do it.
I did not hear that.
And Will Smith, I heard, is out. They were initially planning to bring him
Well,
in.
now he's the
But
genie.
he said, I'm out. I don't want to do
He's the genie.
it. And Harley
He's
Quinn
busy.
is coming back, and somebody else was coming back. The initial plan was Will Smith and Harley Quinn and somebody else, but
They're like yeah.
it's on purpose recycling heroes or villains.
Yes.
Speaking of recycling, I have some sad news. Well, in addition to,
heard
I was just
this.
reading about Luke Perry. Officially died.
Luke Perry died.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
had
Had a
heard about the stroke, and then
52.
I didn't realize that he passed away. But other sad news: Johnny Depp has a lawsuit out there claiming that, of course, Amber Heard has come out and said Johnny Depp kind of has been very abusive in our relationship. But the lawsuit says that she cost him the Pirates of the Caribbean role, which we all kind of figured he was going to do till he was dead. And
Are they making any more movies?
Yes.
Are they?
I heard they've greenlit a 7th or 6th or whatever they're on now.
They make a lot of money.
Without him.
Wow.
Without him.
I mean, they do make a surprising amount of money.
Surprising might be even, yeah. But I don't think I've seen. I don't know if I've seen the last 2 or 3.
I think I saw
don't
the
know if
second one, and I think that's it.
I know I saw the
It's like
third one.
Transformers. I saw the second one. I don't think I've seen any since then.
I've heard Bumblebee is good.
I have a feeling
heard anything
that if
about
you miss one of the Pirates of the Caribbean, you're not really missing much.
You don't think you have to see them all
I
in
don't
order?
know if there's enough story.
Keith Richards coming
Did
back.
you saw the Keith
to
Richards
play Johnny Depp.
Oh man, those movies are so.
Yeah, they're not a movie you can do something else during because you'll fall asleep. And stop watching.
Wait, what happened? Where'd Johnny go?
I don't know. He slurred a bunch of words. And fell down.
Remember though, the first movie came out, and you were like,
Spectacular.
everybody's like, "Wow, this is just."
Oh, brilliant! All I thought of was Cutthroat Island when it came out. I was like, "That's going to be a disaster. What are they doing?" there?"
Right.
And then
It was.
up to
It was.
$1 billion.
I enjoyed it.
So this weekend, you know what's coming out?
Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
That's
the only
about
thing-
it.
That's the only thing that's coming out. An Elephant Sitting Still is coming out as well. That's not,
Dumbo's in like 2
not
weeks
in.
now. isn't it? 3 weeks?
Dumbo
26th.
is the 29th.
29th? So maybe like 3 weeks.
It's a lot of movies.
So I'll be curious. And we have Pet Sematary the following week going up against Shazam. So
Different audiences, I'm pretty sure.
Well, a little bit.
Pretty sure they're going for different
A little bit.
box office dollars.
So we'll have to check in next week
Long as
to
they
find out if
kill the
Captain
shot.
Marvel made a successful amount or a less than successful amount. Even though people are going to look at 100 million and say super successful
point.
and terrible at the same time. We'll decipher it on the next edition of Inside My Weekly. Thanks for joining us.